Today, I want to walk you through the process on how to hire the right people for your business and basically walk you through the whole SOP that we use at HoloGrowth to hire the best people and hire A players for the right roles, which just allows us to scale way more efficiently and way better. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Andre, the founder of HoloGrowth, and we help e-commerce brands scale profitably to 7 and 8 figures. And over the last year, we've hired quite a few people for our own agency and also helped some of our clients hire people for their business, for their e-commerce brand. So what I wanted to do today is just walk you through the whole process on how we hire the right people, how we attract them to our business, and then also how we filter them out, how we qualify them, and walk you through the whole process. If you wanted this document, I'll attach it down below. I'll have it in the description or in the comments. So feel free to download it there. And here's an example just for a customer support role, which was one of our clients that was hiring a customer support role, which is why we created the stock in the first place. So first, there are a couple of questions that you should ask yourself. Like, what are the general expectations for the role? Is it more part-time? Is it full-time? What hours do they need to work? And in which time zone do they need to be? And will you provide them with any laptop or materials? And then obviously also, what are the most important skills for this role? So fluent English, time management, customer service skills. And then you should go one step back and ask yourself, who usually has those skills? Example, obviously, like fluent English would be native speakers from the US, UK, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and also people who've worked in customer service and other customer-facing jobs before. If you're unsure about this and what kind of skills you need, you should just read through some of the job posts from other companies, from competitors, and pick some of the parts that you like and that are the most relevant for you. Then, when it comes to the job ad, we have this document on how to make job ads that really convert. And it's completely stolen from acquisition.com, from Alex Hormozi and Leilert Hormozi's business. But it basically gives you a quick breakdown on how to create high converting job ads. And first, you should identify like the right platforms. Where do you want to have that job post on? And for that, where does your target audience spend time? So for example, on LinkedIn, you usually have high earners over 100K per year. So for a customer experience associate or a customer support person, that would be not the best place to search them for. Then Indeed is probably better. It's mid to lower earners, under 100K per year. Then you also can go with like outbound outreach or social media. But in the beginning, those should usually not be your first approaches. But social media is great if you already have a following, if you already have a lot of people who are interested in your business, then you can just post on social media and you will get a lot of people who like your brand, who are fans of you, and have very, very good applicants. Then the next step is to create a targeted job title. Make sure to use words that really attract the right candidates. So for example, customer experience associate. So it already tracks those people with basic skills, with some experience. So people who have problem solving and relational skills, and also associates. So basically junior level talent who can grow with the role and which avoids overqualified managers. And then you have to write a very, very compelling job description. And that is what a lot of businesses make terribly wrong. And their job description ends up being very boring, very irrelevant. You don't learn a lot about the job and you don't really want to apply there. And with a job description, it's pretty similar to an ad because it's basically an ad for other people who you want to attract to your business, just not as a customer, but as a team member, as an employee. And here's a very good framework, which is basically hook. You have to grab their attention first, then retain them with the values. So basically the main values of your business. So here with acquisition.com, it's sincere candor, competitive greatness, and unimpeachable character. And then the most important part, the meat, is basically what they'll do. What will their job look like? What will their day-to-day look like? And yeah, have all the most important information in the job description. Because the number one goal of the job description is to, one, capture the attention of the right people and get them to read it, but then also to filter out the people who are not qualified for the business, for the job, or who are not interested in it, who it doesn't align with. Because you don't want to get as many applicants as possible. You want to get as many as possible, like right applicants and applicants who are the right people to your business. And yeah, then as I mentioned before, it's you write the job ad, then you have to decide where to post that job ad. And a couple of other examples like LinkedIn, Stepstone, Glassdoor, if you're looking for like employees and sometimes freelancers. And if you're only or primarily looking for freelancers, there's Upwork, Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph for really like low value tasks. And you can also like take up freelancers from Upwork and then transition them into employees. But usually the people on Upwork and Fiverr will have a lot of different clients, a lot of businesses they work with, and it's difficult to get them to transition to only working with you. But definitely possible. And then once you have the job ad on those platforms, you have to make sure to pre-qualify the applicants. You don't just want to get a bunch of applicants who just like submit their resume, and you or someone from your team has to go through hundreds and hundreds of unqualified applicants. So you have to make sure to pre-qualify them by using a form. By using a form. So as an example, here's a form that we used for an operations and marketing assistant. So basically at the top, we have again the link to the job posting, which they already saw before. Here is how the job posting looked like. So basically the job role was operations and marketing assistant. Then as the hook, some of the main benefits. And then here, a very, very aggressive hook. Basically, if you're hungry and want to join the 0.1% in the digital growth and marketing industry, this post is for you. Then a short description of the role, requirements, why they should work with us, and then the link to the form. So that was our job description, our job ad. And then from there, we send the people to this form, which is basically, again, they can go to the job posting here. And then this form is all about pre-qualifying and finding the people who are most interested in and who fit our criteria. So here we ask them about their email, name, LinkedIn, location, time zone, the most important things, but then also go over the work experience that they have, the experience for this position specifically. Also, we had to add recently that they should not give a standard ChatGPT answer. And a lot of people still use a very, very standard ChatGPT answer, but they get disqualified straight away. Then what kind of employment they're looking for, how many hours per week they're looking to work, what their expected salary range is, when they're available to start, whether they're available in the time zone, which for us is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central European time, whether they will have any other jobs. And like, it's really, really important for us to know whether they will have like other jobs, because with this role, we were looking for a full-time committed long-term team member, and we don't want anyone who has like multiple jobs on the side projects, those kind of things. Then where do you see yourself in 5 years? Then a couple of other questions, which we, depending on the role, we usually require that they submit a Loom video. I definitely recommend you for almost all roles, or at least all major roles, to require a Loom video, because that automatically filters out a lot of people and it makes your process way better, way easier, way quicker, because you can learn way more about a person in a 2-3 minute quick Loom video than by reading through a bunch of their text resumes all of those things. Um, yeah, and that was basically the form. We also added some funny things like attach a picture of your pet here if you want one, but just because the person who was reviewing the job applicants loves pets, loves dogs. And then we have a quick SOP on how to review the right resumes, but basically you filter through them and try to get through as many as possible, as quickly as possible. Then you schedule an interview, the first interview, which is usually a very, very quick call, 10 to 15 minutes, just to get to know them, learn a little bit about their goals, their experience, and get a better understanding of the person. You should definitely also record the interview, like when you use Google Meet or Zoom or whatever. Make sure to record the interview and also take notes straight away based on your first impression, because oftentimes the first impression is correct. And if in the first interview, in the first call, someone doesn't give the impression that they will be a great fit and that they will be an A player for the business, they usually never will be one. And as harsh as it sounds, like your first impression is usually true. And if the first impression is not good, it's very, very rare that that person will be a great fit for the business. We, depending on the role, after the first quick interview, we usually give them either a task or make them do a test on Test Gorilla, which is basically a platform where you can do like a bunch of different tests, like problem solving, communication, and a bunch of other tests. And we haven't done that in the past, but now we are starting to add to just have like a basic problem solving and communication skills test in our hiring process. But then also we let them do a test task, which is if it's, for example, a media buyer for Google Ads, we show them the interface or show them a screenshot of an ad dashboard, give them a quick explanation of what's going on, and then give them a quick test task. And that is not something that we expect a lot of time and effort in. It's usually should only take like 15 to 20 minutes for them to do, but it gives us very good insights into their thinking process and how they approach tasks and also how much time and effort do they invest into it. When it comes to the hiring, you obviously have two choices, employee or a freelancer, contractor. For this e-commerce brand, we recommended them to go with a freelancer, contractor. But usually, if you're building a real business and if it's like a real team member that you want, you should go with an employee because you'll be more connected to your company. You work usually closer with them. They will not have any other projects, any other clients they work with. Yeah. And here, basically, the example hiring process that we did for an assistant role we hired recently. So we created the job description, the job post, and posted it on LinkedIn. As I mentioned, there was the job description that we did. Then the Google form, which they could use to apply. So basically, we posted this job post on LinkedIn, promoted it with like $10 per day. LinkedIn always recommends you to spend a lot, but usually you only need like $10 per day. You keep the ad running for 2-3 weeks, depending on how many applicants you want to have, and then you're good. Then they could apply through that Google form, and basically everyone who wasn't in the right time zone had different salary expectations, too much experience, since that's like more of an entry-level role. They all got filtered out, and we had 100 applicants in the beginning. From that, we already filtered out 80, and 20 of those 20 applicants went to the next round. So for them, we sent out invitations to a quick Google Meet interview. We usually gave them a couple of different time slots within the next few days to choose from the 20 leftover applications. 10 didn't reply or show up to the interview. So we had 10 interviews. With the 2 favorite candidates, we had a second interview since we couldn't decide who of them to go with. And we gave them like a quick test task to prepare for the interview. And then we made the decision. So the person that solved the test task best and also had a great approach overall, got hired. That is basically our our full hiring process and how we are hiring people for our own agency, for HoloGrowth, and also how we help other businesses hire their team members. Now, as an additional step, especially for more important roles and higher roles, we will probably implement the Test Gorilla questionnaire on like problem solving and communication, like 2 quick tests, somewhere here. So between the first quick interview and the second interview, and the bigger the role, the more important the role, the higher the role is, the more important is also the test task, because there are some people who are just very good in interviews and very good on camera on talking to people, but suck at their job. And then there are other people where it's the other way around, and we want to look at how good they're able at doing the task, doing the thing that we are hiring them for, and just getting a better understanding of how they approach things, and also how much effort and how much time they invest into something like that. So the test task is also very, very important. And then basically we have a second, on the second interview, which is with me, with the founder, which is usually a little bit longer, where we review the test task that they did. Um, yeah, get deeper into the expectations, the skills, the knowledge, and what the job would look like. Yeah. And then we make the decision based on all of that. So I hope all of that was helpful. I hope that gave you some insights on how we hire the right people and how we make sure that we really hire the best of the best and hire A players for our business. And as I mentioned, in the description, you can find this SOP, this description on how we do it, also with instructions on how to write the perfect job ad, how to review resumes and have the first interview. And then also, as an example, like our job posts and our Google form, which you can all take as inspiration and as a template for your own. So I hope that was valuable. And if you have any questions, shoot them down below in the comments.